I love you as well. Fresh from the excitement of the Grand Prix yesterday, I thought why not whack another Formula 1 video up today. Again, this time another Monaco run. This was recorded a few weeks ago as well. No practice, I just jumped into this Lotus model. I think it's driven by Fittipaldi, I'm not certain now. It's not a perfect run, but I thought I'd include it and get it up on the channel. It does look great on this triple screen and filmed this way. There's much more action to it, much more visceral experience. And these cars are a lot more harder to control. This car handles, well, all of these sort of 80s cars are a bit rubbish when it comes to handling, and they have bags of wheel spin. So when you go into the slow corners, you find you've got to be very careful how quick you put your foot down, because you do get lots and lots of wheel spin, which is good because it adds to the challenge and it potentially gives an idea on what we can expect when we try out the 2014 cars. If they're implemented correctly, then we should be having the car dancing around a lot more and having it much more progressive in terms of how you get out of the slow corners. And quite a few times, even in the race, there was a moment with Nico Hülkenberg where he put his foot down and the car was very leery, and it's great to see more movement in the cars. Wasn't it a fantastic race this weekend? But what made it fantastic was the fact that we had action throughout the field. The field were bunched up in their little groups, but throughout the field people were fighting for position. And I think it could have been easy for Mercedes to have said, we're going to have an easy 1-2, tell the guys not to fight with each other, and it would have been possibly very dull indeed, I think, if the two Mercs weren't going for it. But they were really going for it. And for me, it's the first time, you know, I've seen two teammates battling, but battling for a win like that, pushing their car to the limit, miles in the lead, very much like Hill and Villeneuve in the 90s, you know, 96. It was a real fight between those guys, and it was great to see them really going for it, and Mercedes really stretching its legs, really showing what it was capable of. They weren't holding anything back. Great to see. So close, such good action. You know, Force India, good for them as well, doing really well. Sergio Perez, you know, he's been kind of, I suppose, you know, Nico Hülkenberg's been taking the limelight so far this season, so it's really good for him to get a hold of that car and get a good result. And, you know, the two Williams bring the points home. Disappointment for Ferrari. Got to work on that engine, got to work on that car. No point moaning about it now. I think Ferrari and Red Bull have been moaning. A bit of sour grapes from Red Bull, no doubt about it at the moment. If they were winning, there'd be smiles on their faces. They're not. And it's been easy for them over the past few years. They had it all their own way, but obviously it's all changing now, and I think it's a very positive change for Formula 1. However you look at it, it needs to get it needs to be brought up to date. They need to have relevant technology in those cars. You know, each one of them costs hundreds of millions to produce and take around the world every year to run these teams, and it needs to be relevant to something, or that's just one big waste of money going around the track. So it's good that it's relevant technology. It was a cracking race yesterday, and I'm enjoying a bit more F1 now. Feeling better now. I was very unwell last week. Goodness, I couldn't do anything. But this week we've got lots of content coming on the channel. We've got some more MXGP. We've got some content of the crew, which is going to be up tomorrow. Looking forward to showing that to you guys. And we should have some little bits and pieces of the crew up over the next few days, and I'm not even going to say anything about it now until the actual videos come up, and I'll blog about it later in the week as well. So crew action, MXGP action, and of course catching up with some of the recent PC related stuff as well. We've seen Assetto Corsa, Niki Lauda's car. I've got to test that out at some point, besides other bits and pieces. Carmageddon as well, Trials, Fusion. Goodness, it's all happening even at the most quiet time of year. But I wanted to just share a couple of these F1s. We got one more of these F1 runs, and then probably I'll look at some of the more modern cars. But I do like these older cars, and I do like the challenge of Monaco, especially in these cars as they don't handle as well. Wasn't able to win this one, but certainly it'll take a few more laps. But as we finish this race, that's it for this run around Monaco. Lots more to come from VVV, and there'll be more from me very soon.